So I saw Thor: Love and Thunder in the theaters and on Disney Plus, which is the fourth movie of the Thor series, which is the sequel of Thor Ragnarok, and shows the aftermath of Avengers Endgame, which of course Chris Hemsworth returns as the God of Thunder, along with Natalie Portman as Jane Foster, who will go as Mighty Thor in both the movies and the comics, and also appearing is Christian Bale from Batman movies, who's now in his first Marvel performance as the new villain called Gorr the God Butcher. So here's the review. The movie begins with Gorr, which he's in the desert holding her daughter Love, in which Gorr, who's played by Christian Bale, which he is known as Bruce Wayne, aka the Dark Knight, in the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, and which he actually praying for the god Rapu, but his prayers doesn't work as Love dies. That's when we knew how the god-killing sword known as the Necro Sword calls to him, as Radpo actually mock him and dismiss his plea, causing him to renounce him, which he doesn't like it, but he actually strangles him. That is when the Necrosword offers him the chance to kill all gods, as he killed Rapu, knowing that he is actually take up the name God Butcher, as he gains the ability to control shadows and create monsters out of the shadows, in which we knew how he was cursed. But he decided that he'd take that curse and use it as his powers. Meanwhile, we see Thor, after the events of Avengers Endgame, as mentioned, he joined the Guardians of Galaxy as Krog tells the story of how he get into shape, which of course losing the fake belly, and he joins the Guardians as they won their battle. By which, around the same time, we see Jen, played by Natalie Portman, is receiving treatment because she was diagnosed with cancer at stage 4, as mentioned in the comics, but is proven to be no effect as we knew that she is dying. That is when we see how she seek the solution, which is the Mjolnir, Thor's first hammer, in which we see how he went over to, she ran over to New Asgard, where Valkyrie, or King Valkyrie, played by Tessa Thompson, actually made the kingdom alright, in which we knew how all the actors from the Guardians of the Galaxy joined Thor in the battle, in which the Asgardian actors, which of course Matt Damon, Sam Neill, and Luke Hemsworth, Chris's brother, actually play the story of how the events of Thor Ragnarok actually plays. And of course, we see Melissa McCarthy as Hela, the goddess of death, and the stage manager, who happened to be McCarthy's husband, Ben Falcone, actually star in the series. That's how we see Mjolnir having forged together and actually heal him. Heal her. But that's when Thor receives a signal from Sylph, who's injured, which of course Gorr's next target is New Asgard. So we see Thor and Valkyrie actually battled the shadow monsters, that is when Mjolnir have battled the monsters as Mighty Thor, which we see Krog actually tell the story of their love life, which we knew how that is actually a shocker for Thor to see her again. But we see Gorr taking the children and take them to the Shadow Realm where he actually resides there, in which we knew how they had to go to the city of the gods to get help, in which in order to do that they need to talk to the leader of the gods, Zeus, based off the Greek god Zeus of lightning, in which we knew how they need his help. So they put on disguises and head towards the city where they get performance of Zeus, who actually is played by Kirk Russell, which we knew how they needed his help. But the problem is Zeus is actually not the same man that Thor once admired him. But he won't do anything about it because they say that Gorr will not reach eternity, in which he is an all-powerful being that grants any wish. That in which they actually decide to fight with Thor, but Zeus injured Krog, and also we see Thor impales Zeus with the thunderbolt, which they actually needed on the journey, in which we knew how Astrid, who is Heimdall's son, and also goes by his new name Axel, which he named himself, which he reached out to them begging for help. And also, he told them about their stories of Zeus, in which we see Thor and Jade have actually repaired their romance after they realize that she has her cancer, knowing that they actually found the Shadow Realm, they cannot find the children. That is when they realize that Stormbreaker is the way to summon the Bifrost to get to Eternity. As they battled Gorr, we knew that he saw what inside of them, in which we see how he forced Zeus, I mean Thor, to actually bring out Stormbreaker. As they battle, we see Gorr injured Valkyrie and actually stole Stormbreaker for his plan, in which we knew how Jade is weakened because of her cancer, in which we knew that it will not help her fight the cancer, in which it actually prevented her ability to fight it, knowing that Thor tells her that she cannot fight anymore, and which we see how Valkyrie is too injured to go. So Thor decided to head to Eternity by himself. So we knew how the children saw Gorr summon monsters. So he actually taught the kids how to battle the creatures with the weapons they have actually picked, in which he bestowed the powers to the weapons that the kids picked to battle the creatures. That in which we knew that Axel had taken them home with Stormbreaker when Jade appeared, knowing that destroy the sword can kill Gorr, in which we see how he is dying and so is Jade, knowing that he actually got what he wanted and made his wish, which he brings love back to life, in which he dies knowing what happens. As for Jade, we see how she succumbed to her illness and died in Dora's arms, which we knew how Thor is left to take care of love, in which the children have returned to New Asgard as a train to the future, in which Gorr have actually decided to have his friendship made with a new species of himself called Dwayne, in which Thor became a father to Love as they began their battle against the bad aliens, while Love have Mjolnir. Well, Thor has Mjolnir and Love had Stormbreaker. Pardon. We knew how this movie ends. Plus the fact that Zeus is recovering from his injuries, we see him sending Hercules to kill Thor. Hercules, who is played by Brent Goldstein, and then the second mid-credit scene of Jade heads towards the gates of Valhalla, where Heimdall, who's actually his return, is Isil Igris Imba, which we knew how he welcomed her to Valhalla, in which the movie ends there. So we actually knew how this movie plays out, but I really love this movie, which Christian Bale in his first Marvel performance as Gorr the God Butcher, which he actually showed the same energy as his character in the American Psycho, plus the credits at the end of the movie actually has the whole retro music vibe, plus the music from Guns N' Roses is actually incredible, as well as Mighty Thor during the movies. Plus, we see Hercules in the mid-credit scene is actually incredible. However, at the end of the movie, it said Thor will return. I actually thought to myself, could there be a fifth Thor movie, which we knew how Iron Man and Captain America only has 3 movies, but now Thor has 4. But we may not know because he might actually join the Guardians of the Galaxy in their 5th movie. So we might actually figure out what's going to happen on Thor during future movies. So anyway, like this video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the movie review. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and my Facebook page and Twitch. Until then, this is Anime Guy right here saying signing out. Laters, and be safe.